everybody, welcome back to Northernlion's Challenge Runs of the Binding of Isaac. Actually, just for a second here, it seems like my resolution, is a little bit lower than normal. Maybe not resolution, but my detail. In any case, this is another Esteem Challenge run from YouTube user Anisotropic355, and this is called, for reasons that are somewhat beyond the scope of my imagination, it's called Mind-Controlling Fungus. So we've got a lot of items here. I guess the parasite is supposed to be the mind-controlling fungus that's like controlling us. Now I kind of understand it a little bit more and I feel silly. But in any case, we have a number of items that scale really well with Tammy's head. So I guess we are meant to be shooting like spores out of the top of our head that mind control other enemies or just kill them. So to kind of be conducive to that, we have infinite item power with Tammy's head. We also have My Reflection, Spoonbender, the Parasite, which did work with Cheat Engine, but it did have to be added last. Mom's Contact, as you can probably see right there. The Relic, and I think that is it right there. And we're not allowed to take any items except for HP upgrades, which I believe, meat is. It's also a Tears upgrade, but I hope you'll forgive me on that one. Oh yeah, in any case, this is a run, I guess, based on, at least thematically, based on that, like, mind-controlling fungus that hit it. It was part of a viral video a couple years ago. I think it was on Planet Earth or something like that. It's also the basis for the enemies in The Last of Us. Basically, it's like this fungus that shoots out these spores, and if the spores burrow their way into your brain, or if you inhale them as an ant, then what it does is it causes you to basically just like it controls your behavior, so you climb like as high as you possibly can even though you don't want to, and then when you reach like the top of the highest tree you can get to, you just explode in a number of spores. It's pretty gross, and I hope there's a speculation. I remember there was a Cracked article that came out like right after that Planet Earth segment aired, and it was like, at least 30% of humans are already infected with this, but we can fight it off for now. And I was like, oh god, please don't let the mind-controlling fungus get me. I have enough phobias of things that are actually really dangerous. Actually, that's not true. Don't talk shit about jellyfish, man. They are legitimately dangerous. So far this run, it's going to be fairly easy for us on these early floors, as you can see. I actually did not expect us to be doing nearly as much damage as we are. We are now stuck with Cain's Eye, by the way, because I totally picked it up by accident. But we are indeed now stuck with Cain's Eye. So I don't really know what to do about that. I don't know did I pick up something that I shouldn't have picked up from the last boss? I was just thinking about that right now. I've got meat and I totally forgot what I picked up secondarily. If so, I apologize for that. That was not meant intentionally. But I didn't realize Tammy's head did so much damage, basically natively, because we don't have too much that actually makes it more powerful. Like, I might as well play this guy to see if we can get an HP upgrade. I can't go to the shop anyway. But I'm thinking, like, we have Tammy's head, we have a single Tears upgrade, we have Spoonbender, My Reflection. Good, it is an HP upgrade. Mom's Contact and the Parasite obviously make more Tears, which makes it, I guess, a little bit better overall, but the damage, we're like one-shotting most enemies, which I really did not expect. But of course, this is going to get harder as we get later and later in the game. If I could hit these guys, I would be psyched about that. By the way, there was never stipulated that there's no, like, regular Tears allowed on this run. I just kind of assumed that that was understood. Given that, if you have Tammy's head with infinite item power, you kind of don't want to shoot. Why shoot in one direction when you can shoot in 6 directions, right? One direction isn't cool. You know what's cool? A billion directions. Shut up, Justin Timberlake / the founder of Napster. Nobody cares. We're going to come up here and go to the right, and we should be getting to our boss room fairly soon. I'm going to try to keep in mind that I should only, and I do mean only, pick up HP upgrades. We are at 5 health already, which is definitely more than I thought I would have. Perhaps not more than is realistically possible, obviously, because we actually, have obtained it, but certainly better than my most liberal expectations, shall we say. We're getting a lot of red heart drops as well, just kind of randomly on the levels. Not that that matters to me at all, because I do have these spirit hearts protecting me. I believe the Relic was added basically just to add some longevity to the run, just to make sure that I don't die on like the first few floors, because that's a possibility. In fact, actually, this is one of those runs where it seems like I'm much more likely to die on later floors, which, is I guess, average. But, there are a certain contingent of runs where it's like, if you make it past the first few floors, you're in a much better position than you are, I'm explaining it so poorly right now. There's a lot of challenge runs. There's basically 2 kinds. There's kinds where you start extraordinarily powerful, and then get weaker as the game goes on due to restrictions. That would be, a run like this one, for example. And then there's runs where you start incredibly vulnerable, but due to the conditions of the challenge run, you get much stronger as the game goes on. And a run like that might be something like Alphabet Soup. I can't take this, unfortunately, as much as I would like to. Like Alphabet Soup, you start out as a, just a standard vanilla run, but as time goes on, you basically, you should get more powerful because you have your choice of what item to take on a floor-to-floor basis. I'm taking some terrible damage. I didn't even realize that eye was so close to me. Alphabet Soup is not the best example of that, by the way. That is an HP upgrade, so I will take that. Lost a lot of Spirit Hearts in this room. But that's okay, we're going down in the depths, as is regardless. This is definitely one of those runs where we're going to be starting with a lot of power, and we're not going to be too vulnerable on the outset. In fact, if you wanted to make this one more vulnerable from the get-go, you might just want to play as maybe Samson, which would also be interesting for the rage tier effects. You know, Samson or Judas would definitely take you to that point where the early game would be much more harrowing, and the late game, well, would also probably be much more harrowing, but you would have more damage overall, which usually scales better into the late game than something like Red Hearts, for example. In any case, that's been the Binding of Isaac theory crafting. My apologies for that dry discussion right there. We're making some pretty insanely fast progress, I have to say. We are already at Necropolis, and this should be Necropolis XL, basically, judging by A, the layout of the room, or the floor so far, which seems to indicate that this is going to be a very large floor, and B, the fact that I'm pretty sure Necropolis just always is an XL floor if you get it first. Like, it never says Necropolis 1, it always just says Necropolis if it's an XL floor. So I think we're going to be moving really quickly here. Relic has been good for me so far. Don't really want to waste bombs to go to that golden chest. We might have an opportunity to open golden chests later, like in the chest, for example, so why not? Now, we should not be able... Oh, she's coming for me. Thank you to Mom's Contact for hooking me up there. That is Poison Touch. I was kind of worried that Poison Touch would show up because, you know, my temptation is very strong to pick it up, but I'm going to skip it over instead. Stay literally tied to the challenge runs or challenge run conditions that Anisotropic has been hitting me up with here. Oh, that's going to be more damage, and I continue to take some kind of silly damage, not necessarily stupid damage, because, you know, we're dealing with some fairly hard areas here. The Northernlion story. Whenever people ask me for my tips for YouTube success, it largely boils down to have good radar for when you actually accidentally say something vaguely sexual, and then point it out for everybody to notice. There you go. 100,000 subscribers by this time next year. Guarantee it. We're going to move onwards to the right here. I could easily take damage on this room because my dodging is not necessarily the best on these guys, but there's another Spirit Heart for us. Fantastic. Got to be getting close to the boss room here. We've seen we've seen the entirety of the southern part of this floor. Not to use cardinal directions on you. But anyway, there we go. Another penny for us, and a neutral fly, which is just going to choose to stand still, which always worries me. But at the same time is not altogether that disconcerting. We finish that room off. We also get the world card, which we will save for later, because obviously we have no chance to... Oh! I knew he was going to get me! We have no chance to get the compass or the map at any point, so might as well just hold on to this and use it possibly on the Cathedral, or if we get an XL floor... there we go. Or if we get an XL floor on the womb, it might be useful to use it there, I guess. Taking way more damage than I wanted to on the back half of this floor, but that's okay, because we're fighting Loki and then Mom already, and there is a Tinted Rock. I can't believe I hit myself with the bomb fly there. Loki died very easily. We get a Spirit Heart, which is better than nothing, and possibly another Spirit Heart here. Small Rock would be, I guess, kind of tempting me, but I wouldn't be able to pick it up. And now Mom, and it's just going to be regular Mom. Not to insult my regular Mom. She's a nice lady. And she's going to be easy to beat as well. We're actually, like, tearing through this run pretty quickly. When I originally looked at this challenge run, and I was like, only take health upgrades, I was worried that this would actually be too difficult, believe it or not. But as is right now, this has proved to be a pretty goddamn easy run. So let's head down to the womb part 1, or possibly XL. I'm going to rehydrate a little bit here. Might indeed be an XL floor, judging by the fact that, you know, we have some kind of glitch going on here. It might be the pink glitch, it might be something to do with cheat engine. You know, when it comes to troubleshooting the Binding of Isaac, any number of things could go wrong. Maybe I woke up and my shoes were pointing south instead of southeast, which, you know, angered the troll engine god, and now he is demanding a sacrifice, so I'll just take my spoon out of my cereal bowl like this, and then the game should, you know, take that as an atonement and start. What can I say? It worked! It must be true! It actually is only Utero 1, so we're not actually going to use our world card here. By the way, I've done most of this run. I shouldn't be admitting this, but I've done most of this run with one hand, which makes me think that if you wanted to do a challenge run where you, like, masturbated and played the Binding of Isaac at the same time, this would be the run for you. Hoo boy, because you only need WASD and the spacebar, really, if you don't want to shoot normal tiers, which kind of, why would you, again, because the ones from Tammy's Head are so much better. Now, things are getting a little bit off the rails here. I only have 7 hearts. We do find the secret room, or we have found the secret room there. We are now up to 8 hearts, but that's probably not going to be enough to necessarily carry us through moving forwards. I don't know, I opened that secret room, and then it was like, 12 cents? I don't want that, and just left. Like, I might as well have picked it up, but that's not likely to come back and bite us in the ass unless we get a particularly greedy judgment that requires a staggering amount of money to pay out. But that's okay. Gonna hope for some more Spirit Hearts soon, because with Tammy's Head, I mean, we shouldn't be hitting the bosses all that often. It shouldn't be like when we have technology, right? Like, and the bosses just continuously fire at us. And by the bosses, of course, I mean Isaac and Blue Baby, the only bosses that really matter at this point. But that being said, we should still have a little bit more health just to kind of carry us through those fights. Otherwise, shit's going to be real difficult. We just got a random Spirit Heart drop here, I believe, which means that the relic should be ready to proc soon as well. Fighting a lot of these dudes lately. Luckily, the silkworms they create are insanely easy to kill. Fantastic. It feels like this is going to be one of those runs where it starts out... By the way, I apologize for the constant, like, spacebar noise, but sadly that's kind of unavoidable. Omrecker actually linked me to a product I'm going to pick up, which is like basically a floor mic stand that you kind of just swivel away from your desk so it wouldn't actually catch the vibration. I'm going to pick one of those up. I'm not sure when it's going to be here, though. So, you know, for now, just deal with it. But this definitely feels like one of those runs where it's going to be, like, easy up until a point, and then it's all going to come crashing down within, like, 2 or 3 rooms. And usually when that happens, it happens on the Cathedral, sometimes on the chest. But I'll try to buck that trend here, but I can't necessarily guarantee it unless we pick up some more HP kind of randomly, I guess. But for now, everything is going A-okay. Obviously, the other unspoken condition of this run is that I can't get rid of Tammy's Head. That would make it pretty goddamn silly if I just got rid of that all of a sudden. Please don't hit the neutral fly anymore. There we go. That went fantastically. Neutral fly is trying to deke the shit out of me there. That was really scary, actually. Oh, now I realize now, by the way, what the other item I picked up that I shouldn't have picked up was, and it's Cube of Meat. So I don't feel too forlorn about having picked up Cube of Meat, because it's not like a single Cube of Meat is going to make the difference between life and death. Although, to be fair, it probably will make the difference between, you know, taking a lot of damage and taking, you know, maybe a lot of damage minus 1 hit. So... yes, my mistake, but I don't think it's going to make an enormous difference over the whole scheme of things. Or in the whole scheme of things, that was an easy fight. Got a little bit of slowdown and a speed upgrade that I can't take. So it's down to the womb part 2. Utero 2, I should... Oh, yeah, let's walk into the curse room by accident. Very smart idea. That was the only time I've been to the curse room in, like, 10 videos, though. So maybe that was a nice little change of scenery for you guys who have been watching a lot of these episodes. What was I gonna say? Yes, the world card is totally useless here, but that's okay. That means I have no temptation to use it here, and instead I'll be able to use it on the Cathedral, and we should be able to speed through that floor reasonably quickly. Could save it for the chest. I've never done the mathematical analysis of whether my, you know, throw everything at the wall for the Cathedral and see what sticks strategy actually works out. It's just my gut reaction that it does work out. And we actually have gained health since we've been down to the womb, which is not necessarily rare, but not something you can rely on either, because, you know, things do get a little bit more difficult as you move down here. We're just gonna kill that dude, and then maybe make our way down here where we reach a dead end. I knew that guy was gonna fire. This is the cheekiest sons of bitches in the whole game. Those damn... Oh, there we go. We found the exit. That's awesome. Those damn green bomb dudes are probably... They're like my second least favorite enemy, and the white bomb flies are by far the worst. Okay, well, we can leave after we fight Mom's Heart, so we should take the High Priestess in. Although, actually, I don't even know if the High Priestess will hurt Mom's Heart. I think it might just hurt me. So maybe I'll just go back out and, like, immediately get the world card after doing this, because there's no real reason for me to, you know, risk it. Everything's going fantastically from, like, a damage perspective here. She's gonna be firing bombs continuously before she even gets to create, like, the second unit that she would normally create, so that was super easy. Deal with the Angel usually doesn't contain anything after the Mom's Heart boss fight, obviously. So we'll take our key, we'll go up to the next floor, and now we'll probably pop the world card. And we'll find that the secret room is directly below us, which is worth checking out just to see what might be in there. It's just greed, so obviously we're going to skip that. But we do have a long way to go to this boss fight here, so I'm glad I used the world card. Otherwise, we might have ended up on a long-ass wild goose chase. It's not like if I hadn't used the world card, it's possible I would have just gone right 2 rooms and been like, oh, it's the boss room. No, like using the world card seems like a smart decision here to save me, you know, maybe 12 rooms of grief. Normally, also, the other reason for that decision is that when we go to the chest, I really thought I could avoid taking damage. I'm just going to throw some bombs down, actually. I guess I don't have to because there's this douchebag bomb fly, but I wanted to kind of open up the middle of this map here because I've been finding it very difficult to attack Death. That was actually one of the better, like, end fights with Death I've ever had. But at the same time, I did take probably 2 or 3 hits of damage there, which were avoidable. So we're going to fight Isaac. I honestly think the Isaac fight should be pretty easy. The only question is how much health we'll be able to carry with us down to the chest. And I'm hoping we'll have at least all of our red hearts left when we go down there. Well, that's a bad start. The ability to freeze Isaac, obviously incredibly valuable. We are going to have to dodge more than occasionally, but not as often as usual. I've been taking some silly damage. He is frozen, and when he's frozen, I really just kind of have to hammer away at him here. I can't believe Tammy's head does so much goddamn damage. It's like way more than having every other damage upgrade in the game. Well, maybe not combined, but like each one of these individual tiers does kind of a staggering amount of damage. We are going to have all of our red health going down to the chest here. Now, with 6 keys, you might as well just open these and see what we've got, just for shits and giggles, right? Lard I can take because it's an HP upgrade. Toothpicks I cannot. This is actually a fairly solid series of items for the... Oh, yeah, don't walk into that. Twice. This is a fairly awesome series of items for the chest. Normally you don't get nearly that kind of utility this late in the game. Now I'm super slow. I'm hoping Lard didn't just completely fuck me. I've taken a lot of damage. Lust, health please. We'll see what this pill does. Bombs are key. That does nothing for me. Yeah, Lard might have been a silly decision, because now I'm moving very slowly. It should really only matter on these rooms when I'm fighting Lust, but you fight Lust on a lot of rooms down here in the chest. I maybe was getting a little bit ahead of myself when I picked that up. It shouldn't make an enormous difference, I think. I mean, if we just, yes, get some Spirit Hearts, that's valuable. But then also make it to the boss room, we should be okay. And whenever there's, like, enemies like this that are trying to get close to me, it's seriously 0 risk, because Guppy's head, or sorry, Tammy's head, will hit them every single time. Now, this could be a little bit of a tricky room. When they're frozen, I just really have to take advantage of that situation. We are going to get a little bit of slowdown, which is kind of par for the course in the Binding of Isaac, I suppose, by this point. Everyone watching this probably knows that. That is actually awesome. We picked up a heart and a half. And now I don't feel so bad, but again, a single super gluttony, sorry, not super gluttony, super lust could make me feel much worse about this situation. Oh, okay, don't be a ding-dong. Use your wing-wong. Actually, I don't know what I was trying to come up with like a clever euphemism for brain. Oh, it's lust. Get away from me. I managed to circumvent the cootie patrol there. Now, with this guy dying, we will not pick up Mr. Boom, sadly, but we're still doing fine on health. Widow doesn't really worry me, especially with the ability to freeze our enemies. We should be... Oh, I took some damage. Alright, but we're okay. Especially if I... don't take... Actually, I can take the tick now. And we should take the tick now. I know that sounds crazy, but provided we don't get a better trinket on the way to the boss room, this is actually a pretty smart decision, because the tick is going to take off a good deal of... Blue Baby's health, but beyond that, it'll actually give that health to me as well. I took some damage there, but I picked up a Spirit Heart. That's okay. It's going to be a crapshoot as to whether or not we can beat the boss here. Crapshoot, by the way, a noun meaning literally to shoot your poop and see what's inside. It means it's a gamble. I guess the people, you know, back in the old Merriam-Webster dictionary days also played the Binding of Isaac. There's another bomb item, Mr. Boom and Mr. Mega, kind of sitting in conjunction here. I guess I could pick up every single fucking time, man. I will always walk over the immolated AIDS poop here. I guess I could pick up Mr. Boom is what I was gonna say, but, or sorry, Mr. Mega. But there's kind of no point to it. Now I'm getting a little concerned. They're knocking these bombs substantially closer to me. I kind of need to get to the boss room so I can just get some health from the tick. I believe that it's been forever since I used the tick on a boss fight. But I believe that's how it works. Like, it actually gives you some of the health from the boss that it takes it away from. It's almost like a passive version of the Game Kid that only works on bosses. Luckily, we managed to take down Gertie Jr. really easily there. Now, if we just time our plays right here, we should be okay. Now, we got Gluttony. I would love to kill Gluttony last. And of course, that means we killed him first. I didn't really have a choice in the matter, though, because I can't aim my shots This tarot card could be insanely valuable. Oh my god, it is! It's the Sun card! We can't lose now! If I get hit twice, I will just, like, immediately pop the Sun card, be back to full health, and I don't think anything could actually stop us at this point, especially with the addition of that extra Spirit Heart. So provided I don't completely fuck up my use of the Sun card here, the interesting thing will be to see if we would have made it regardless. It might be an interesting question, as we were very, very close to the boss room. If I don't end up popping the Sun card, then presumably I would have won regardless. And in fact, it looks like I would have won regardless because he stayed frozen for the entire fight. Wow, that was really easy! Again, thank you to Anisotropic for that challenge run suggestion. That was only 21 minutes, and, you know, wasn't really my skill that dictated it there, but in any case, thank you for that challenge run suggestion. I have a lot of fun with those super powerful runs. That one may be almost a little bit too powerful. Might have balanced it out a little bit if we'd taken Judas instead, or Samson, I guess. But in any case, again, thank you for the challenge run suggestion, and as always, thanks to you guys out there for watching. I will see you next time.